Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? Hello, my brothers. How are y'all? How are y'all doing today?
Hello,
Hey, hey,
hello, hello, hello,
hey!
hello.
Okay.
Hey!
Okay. So
Hey!
let me get myself all the way together because I just jumped off of one conference call and I jumped on this one and reset our timer like twice. I don't know what's going on with me, but hey,
Mm,
what I just mentioned right before we went live, we're not gonna talk about that right now. I'll tell y'all about that a little later. All right. So let me just go
mm.
ahead and kick everything off since we kind of running like 2.5 triple seconds late today.
Ah,
My name is Nitra, the Scorpio.
Scorpio. The
Okay,
Scorpio.
I'm in a crazy mood today. Right. Anyway, my name is Nitra. For all of you all that do not know who I am the mother of generational children. Generational children is someone that has children in two separate generations. Okay, at least 10 years apart. My first set is 24. She has a baby, a 1 year old that I affectionately call Nugget, and my son is 21. And then came the third child, who's the makes it the generational children. She is 13. She's an all-star cheerleader. She is in the eighth grade, and she is a mama's girl.
Oh,
I work for the Department of None of Your Business. I am a jack of all trades and a master of some. I am a disabled veteran. I served in the United States military, which was the Army, and I'm very, very proud of my services. I am a IT director for the base that I work on, and I enjoy music over TV at NT time. I also, since Erskine likes to talk about his colleges and everything, I too have a degree, a bachelor's degree in business association, but the concentration was in entrepreneurship. So I love everything entrepreneurship wise. I like helping people start up their business. I like creating businesses. I like thinking about businesses. I like naming businesses. That's crazy. My youngest daughter has a lip gloss business. My oldest daughter has a cake business where she makes cakes. And she also does waist beads. And my son is into Forex. He works full time and he waiting to go back to school. So that is me. So I'm gonna kick it. I'm gonna kick it over here.
kick it, kick it,
Here.
kick it, kick it.
Oh, one more thing. Shouts out to my line sister, Shannon Robinson for her t-shirts. I am not for everybody because everybody knows that Nitra is not for everybody. It takes a special somebody to be able to handle Nitra. And they just happen to be two of those people that can handle Nitra. But Nitra does everything all in love unless you piss her off. I'm gonna kick it over to Erskine. We're gonna go up to New York City real quick.
Hey!
Erskine!
Hey! What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
What is going on with my screen
Uh,
today?
oh,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Anyway,
Get yourself together, Nitra.
right, right. We moving. My name is Erskine Alexander. I am a mental health professional in New York City, as well as an actor as well. I am a proud graduate of Morristown College in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm also a proud graduate of Ivy League, Columbia University here in New York City.
Can't hear
And
you,
I'm
Erskine.
also, uh-oh, she can't hear me?
I can't hear you now. You started going like trailing off a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, okay. Proud graduate of Morristown College in Atlanta, Georgia, and also a proud Columbia University Ivy League grad here in Columbia University, New York City. Here, I've been at one of the most prestigious hospitals in New York City for 19 years in the Department of Psychiatry. So it's truly a blessing to do that. I am also a husband of 15 years
Woo,
on
woo,
September the 17th.
woo. 15
and,
long years.
and yeah, and a father to our lovely 12-year-old daughter Myra. And big shout out to my daughter Myra, who started her own business, cherishadditions.com. So shout out to my little princess. The youth. It's been a very challenging summer for all of them. So for her, as well as all the other youth, to find something to gravitate that they like, that they enjoy, and to be able to reap the rewards financially. God bless them. And it was a huge, huge, big deal for her because she was able to do some of her own school shopping and to buy some of the things that she wanted to buy. So it's truly an honor and a blessing to allow us to come into your home. Again, I am checking in from the great city of New York, and it's truly a blessing to be able to come into your homes every Saturday night with my phenomenal classmates who I graduated from the great Carver High School in
Carver
Columbus,
High
Georgia,
School.
class of
Carver High
95.
School.
Ah!
Carver High School.
So that is my story. Again, I'm a mental health clinician and I'm an actor, and I got a movie that I'm working on right now. Actually, two projects: Guinea Pigs, directed by Mr. Dean Sorella, and also Me Familia Part Two, directed by Joe Cinemera, and hopefully they'll be out in the fall. So a busy schedule. So thank God for that. We're gonna keep the party going, and I'm gonna pass it on over to my brother, who is older than me by 5 days. Mister.
Why must you put things in categories? I have no idea why, but thank you for that introduction,
Ah,
EJ.
ah.
So so stupid. Thanks again, guys, for allowing me
I want to be
into
in the
you.
middle. I'm sorry.
Oh, oh,
I can't
um,
stand y'all.
what this just turned into a Skinamax. Anyway, I'm LV. I'm again, as EJ stated, I am a classmate of theirs from Carver High. I am located in the Great Garden State of New Jersey,
East Coast, baby.
and my background's political science. My profession is in global human resources for the past 16 years. And I don't have any many as trades as Nitra and EJ, but I need to step my game completely right the hell.
It's the whole
up.
ordeal over here.
So again, thank you so much, guys, for allowing me to join you today, and we can get started.
All right, so let's get started. Let's start. So today is about random thoughts, and random thoughts, for those that don't know, is normally when we really don't have a topic to stick to, and so therefore we want to be more engaging with our audience. So if you have any random thoughts, I want you to send them in so we can talk about it. You can talk about it. We can talk about it. We all can talk about it. But right now, I want to start our random thoughts with, what did you think about President Barack Obama's shade orchard throwing? Because that was more than just a shade tree or a shade leaf. Like, he picked up the whole orchard and threw it. Like, my grandmother used to have 100. My grandparents used to have 100 acres of yard, and 50 pecan trees on it. So it's like he picked up all of that and just threw it on the sitting person. What did you all think about that? Because I actually took his picture, and I actually made a post with what he said, and I should have pulled it up before I said anything. I made a post on what he actually said. It was basically a quote. I just made it into a post, and it said, Donald Trump hasn't, these are his words, not mine, but I totally agree. It said, Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he cannot, and the consequences of that failure is severe. What do you all think about this whole shade tree that the good
Who
President Barack
we go?
Obama?
Okay, we go. Okay, you want to come to New York for? Because I was gonna go to
You was gonna go to
Jersey.
Jersey?
Jersey first.
Well, I can do. Oh, go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
Go
EJ.
over there to
okay,
Jersey?
because of course, I'm not a huge politic things, but with what's been going
I'm
on in
not
the world
either.
right now, what's going on in the world right now, you're kind of
You're going
forced.
in and out again.
You're kind of forced to be into politics. You're kind of forced to understand what's going on. You're kind of forced to learn what's happening, and even to take a few steps back, history wise, to understand why this is going on. What I do know is, for the last 4 years, Mr. 45 has consistently made certain statements about Barack Obama consistently within
Oh,
the last 4 years.
no,
And,
no,
and,
no,
and
no. Let's go back. Let's go back 16 then.
okay, well, hold on, but
Because it started when he first became president. But go
right,
ahead.
right, right. Any current president, this is your time. This is your time to do whatever it is you're going to do, and whatever the previous president do, whatever. Because to be honest, when you look at the whole picture, there's no president that's going to be able to come in and clean up the previous president's situation or whatever stuff they had going on in 4 years. It just doesn't happen. That's the reality, right? That's what I've learned. But when you've been in the office for 4 years, 4 years, at some point you should be able to create your own lane. Number 45 hadn't been able to do that, as you can see with what we got going on now. So for you to consistently talk about a person, eventually you're going to rattle that person's cage. And especially with the end of the election approaching, what better time than to kind of let it out the bag? Listen, brother, I'm tired of you talking about me. And I think that was the approach that Obama took. I think that was the approach that Michelle took. It was basically to let it be known, brother, that you're not doing the job. Because if you was doing the job, kids would be homeschooled and all this kind of extra stuff. You're not doing the job. No matter what angle, no what kind of way you want to look at it, you're not doing the job. And I think Obama just had his time to let it out. But he also let it out in a very classy.
He is very classy.
Very classy. He let it out. He didn't have to be nasty.
Yeah.
He didn't have to belittle. He didn't have to parade. He just stated the facts.
Yeah.
That's all. So yeah. I think after a while, when you keep hearing a person talk about you, and it's like, golly, man, enough is enough. And I think this was the platform for him to let it out.
Yeah. Very, very classy. Him and Michelle, always.
One thing I will say, I think that people need to understand that it's very, very, very out of character for a former president to speak in any form, shape, or fashion about the current sitting or speak anything about their policies or anything like that. So the fact that President Barack Hussein Obama had to go and say the things that he said, it must be detrimental. And it must be so, everything that this current president must have been so bad and out of character that you literally had to say it by name. Because if you notice, before, Obama spoke towards him, right?
Yes.
Never directly. He never said his name, never said who he was. It was always indirect conversation, because that is just the informal way that a former president is supposed to speak about a sitting president. The fact, it was shocking to me. As soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, this is really like where the crap hits the fan, right? It's not out of character for me. I really wasn't too shocked. It seemed and sounded like the exact same rhetoric that everyone was trying to convey throughout. Because I don't know if you guys did. I watched the whole entire convention,
no.
And it was. I know you. Shut up. But it was pretty much even keel. Now, one thing I will say: the opener of President Michelle Robinson Obama.
Did you say president?
Yes. Because I'm telling you, when I watched that on Monday night, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I woke up Tuesday morning and saw somebody, Malcolm, that comes on the watches us. He posted the whole thing, and I sat there and watched, and I was like, whoa. Yeah,
it was amazing. And the one thing that I think also is changing a little bit in politics is the one thing that's changing about politics is that it's no longer politics, right? There's no niceties. There's no like, oh, the sweet gentleman from South Carolina or the sweet congresswoman from California. It's like when Michelle said, it is what it is. Everybody could have felt that.
Yeah.
Everybody. That to me was absolutely phenomenal. I'm actually looking forward to the Republican convention this week. Oddly enough.
But here's the thing. His own party is like jumping ship.
I know. They jumping out the window.
They're not messing with you. But again, I blame the Republicans for this foolishness. And even if he was a Democrat and it happened on the Democrat side and he was still in office, I would blame the Democrat. This is somebody that you did not have to allow people to accept the nomination for presidency. This is someone that you could have stops doing it. And it's just crazy. But my question now is, had President Obama said the same thing that he said the other night 4 years ago, well, when during the impeachment. Let's start that, because that was really the start of his downfall. Honestly, I mean, he was doing buffoonish stuff, but that was the start and of his downfall. The impeachment to coronavirus. Okay, do you think had President Barack Obama had said the same thing, the same speech then, do you think it would have had the same impact now? Because I don't.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
it was the perfect time.
I'll tell you two things that was missed, were very, very big missed opportunities. But one thing Lord, I'm going to feel bad when I say this. One thing I will say, that there's a certain demographic in this country that always gets second, third, fourth, ninth, 11th chances. So they gave this particular individual the opportunity to say, you know what? Yeah, he's saying a lot of stuff that's crazy, but let's see exactly what he does. The thing about the people who lived in New York Metro already knew he was crazy.
Amen.
And they were like ringing the bells and sounding the alarms like, no, don't wait. The man is a lunatic. The two things that he did that really shocked me, and I don't think the Democrats screamed loud enough on, was when he put in that Muslim ban right when he came into office. Okay, that was number one. And then number two, when he started talking this craziness about the wall and put the kids in those horrible conditions. Yeah. That
you talking about the wall?
You talking about the wall?
Wait a minute. So all the money that people was donating for this wall, now we know where the money went.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you see that?
It's so much irony. I love it. I love it.
In all of this foolishness and fuckery, like
I love it.
It's like everything that you thought about what's happening is coming to fruition. Like you're seeing everything, you know. So my question is, who y'all gonna vote for? Don't answer that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it generally, not asking it as a question.
But you know what? I'm going to. But at this point, we have no other choice. We have no other choice.
You don't have a choice, but somebody will come up and find a horrible, justifiable reason on why you should steal. Oh, I don't like her because of her past history. I don't like him because of his past history. But you know what?
But look what you got right now. Yeah, exactly. I mean, at some point, you're right. You can't tell people who to vote for, and that's understandable. But look at what's going on right now.
People are
dying. Look at what's going on. Dying.
Let me tell
you know, and there was a conversation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
There was a conversation my wife and I were having when we was going to pick up our food today, and we was talking about the division of the country with this whole thing. Have you ever in your life seen politics play an extreme part in health during a pandemic?
Never.
You've seen it?
So we haven't had a pandemic. But have you seen politics play an extreme relationship with health? And that is with Obamacare.
Okay.
Well, okay.
But
so,
that was the catalyst. I mean, that was the catalyst.
But it wasn't. No, I don't even consider that an extreme, because here's the thing. People was worried about the premiums and how it's going to get paid for. That's what they was worried about. They was not saying you can't get a test even if you thought you had
that's
symptoms.
What I'm talking about. That's
we
what I'm talking
gotta
about.
deem you have the symptoms.
Right.
Or we don't have enough tests. Or even though you don't have coronavirus, we're just going to say you did after you died so we can get more money. No. This dude is playing Russian roulette with everybody's life. And I promise you, I think his brother died of coronavirus. I honestly do. But you know what? Here's the thing.
They're not going to admit it. They're not going to say it.
No, of course they're not going to say it. But here's the thing. This is how he doesn't even care about family. Let's just take coronavirus out for a second.
Oh, he cares about family.
Oh, no. No, he don't. No, he does not.
Oh, no. He does care about family.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me say what I need to say. Let me say, because I brought it up. Let me say it. He
What
don't
you
give a
say?
shit about family because if he did, when his oldest brother died, his ass was in the fucking movie theaters. When his younger brother just died, he was playing fucking golf. Okay, he a president of the United States. He could have gotten to that goddamn hospital. Okay, he don't give a shit about nobody but his own self. He trying to no, he don't care about family, Lawrence.
Okay.
What I
Okay.
was saying is,
Go ahead, Mr.
what I was
Lawrence.
saying is that he didn't. What I was saying is that he didn't care about your family. He doesn't care about my family. He doesn't care about EJ's family. He cares about his family.
That's the twist. That's the
I
twist.
He cares about
disagree.
his. So
I
when you
disagree.
say
He didn't.
the
He
reason
didn't
why
go.
I
He
say
didn't go
that
see
he
his
does.
brother.
No, you're not listening to me.
Oh,
They
Okay.
had already his siblings. This is well documented that they had already ostracized his ass long time ago.
yeah, I heard about that.
He started creating. That's why his children are the way that they are. Except, hold on, I
Tiffany.
can't think of
Tiffany.
that one.
Tiffany.
That one. That is the
Tiffany
one.
gives two shits about
Because
him.
Marlo said, you're not going to be like them. I don't care how many baby mamas this man got. You are not going to be like those children. And if you notice, that's why she's really not involved in the business aspects of it.
Mhm.
His kids, Lord Jesus, his kids, he sort of happened the way that his dad did him, right? Everybody knows that you really have to be smart to go to Wharton, right? How in the hell you wound up going to Wharton and you sound like you just left the second grade?
He didn't graduate. Anybody can say they attended a school.
Oh no,
he didn't graduate.
He graduated.
Yes.
That joker didn't graduate. They passed him. There's a difference.
Well,
there's a difference. We went to school with a whole lot of people that was passed. Okay.
So I know a whole bunch of people who have degrees.
That don't mean they
I know
worked
a whole bunch of people that also attended, and matriculated. That's the word I'm looking for. Matriculated. Absolutely. So no, he does, but I think people need to understand the psyche of this man. And again, if you go back all the way into the early 70s, right, when his dad was still alive and they were really trying to build up their real estate, everybody already knew he was crap on a stick.
Pause. His father,
as I walked into the room. Oh, sorry.
I'm not trying to be rude, but it's ill than dead.
Which means that you're about to speak ill than dead.
No, his father looked mean as shit.
Like
pure evilness in the flesh.
He looked like he was a part of The Conjuring.
His father looked mean.
Yes.
And his mom looked like a witch.
Damn, Nitra? Good Lord. Well, you meant Glenda. You meant Glenda, right?
Hell
Glenda,
no, the green one. No, she looked mean too. No, she looked mean. Like the parents just looked mean-spirited people. Like they had no souls at all.
But then you think about it. No, I agree. What I'm saying is, but if you think about, if you look at his brothers and sisters, and if you talk to like I've seen some of the
Trump and his brothers look like he was innocent. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, Lord.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking for about 5 minutes. Go ahead.
No. I got what you're saying. Let's craft the terms in different ways. How about that? Yes. So I would agree with you.
Say? Oh, they look like West Virginians.
They look like they have a dynamic that is not necessarily of a common family. There you go.
I don't like the way you put that, but okay.
but it's his. So the one thing about what I'm saying is that he's always been about himself, and the Republicans absolutely knew that. Yeah. They knew that, and when they saw him eviscerate every single standard regular Republican, he was talking about their mamas, their daddy, said that somebody helped them shot JFK. It was the most bizarre.
Dick Cheney shot his best friend.
It's like the most bizarre, psychotic shit I had ever seen in
Right.
my life.
But he pre-warned everybody. There's an
Yeah.
interview
Yeah.
some decades back, about I want to say about 25, maybe 30 years ago, and he was asked by the woman Barbara Walters. I think it was Barbara Walters. Would you ever run? Where she used to date him. Would you ever run for president? And he said no, because at the time he was a Democrat. He said, if I would, I would become a Republican because they are stupid. He
Yeah.
said it then. He said it then. See, again, it goes back to what I said, and Lawrence, you kind of picked up on it. Well, you did pick up on it. Is that the Republicans was going to him as a damn scapegoat to dismantle everything that they did not like from the last administration.
Of course.
But
Right.
when he went rogue on them, they was like, "Whoa, wait a minute!
Whoa,
Pence,
that's what happened.
Pence,
Wait a minute. Wait a
Pence,
minute.
come on,
Wait a
help
minute.
us!"
Yeah,
Pence
that
is
was-
looking like Pence
And
is
here's
looking like
Pence.
Hanks.
Here's
No.
Pence like this.
This is Pence right here.
No, Pence is looking like Hank's daddy from King of the Hill.
Pence is like this. Deep down inside, this is the way Pence is thinking.
He said they're going to kick this man out of office, and I will become president.
That's
And that
exactly the
ain't
way
happening.
Pence. And that didn't
exactly
happen.
what he was thinking, and that ain't
That's
happening.
exactly, and it didn't happen.
That ain't happening.
They all
That is
had.
not happening.
I personally feel like they all had a certain thought process on
They did.
how they thought this
They
stuff
had
was going
back
to go.
meetings. They had back meetings on how this was going to
Yeah,
go
they did.
down.
Yeah, he said, yeah, well, if we get him to do this, or we get him to act this way,
Yep.
get him to move this way, that's what they thought. But
Yep,
when you're dealing with a narcissist, all Mr. 45 had to do was just get his feet wet. Just get his feet wet. And after that one, nobody, whether you a Democrat or Republican, nobody was telling Mr. 45 what to do. And mark my word, have you guys ever in your life heard about the post office possibly having problems during an election?
Never.
So not during an election, no. But the post office has had its financial issues. But this again, just like McFuckface, everything that he touches turns to caca.
Shit.
Everything has to be.
Oh yes. Hold on. Malcolm made a valid point. Because I watched the Epstein documentary. Donald Trump, I'm sorry. His nasty ass is caught up in that mess too. There's documentary footage with him and these underage girls and all of this other stuff too. Okay. So somebody read that.
Okay. When your own woman, and I want to answer this, I want to say something about that. When your own woman doesn't want to hold your hand, can barely look at you, you know there are major issues in who he is and what he desires. No one wants to talk about his Epstein relationship as well. You see what happened to those who are already involved to bring things to light. John F. Kennedy is a saint compared to him. Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
She secured the bag.
And
he knows. I'm gonna say this last. I'm gonna say this one little part. She secured the bag, not liking him. And the funny thing about him, he knows that she does not like him. But money talks. Money talks.
The wall, because I bet you when he get out of office, she gonna divorce him.
She probably will. And walk away with thousands of dollars.
You know she redid the prenup.
Of course. She secured the bag. She's set financially. He knows that, but because you got money, you can do anything you want. I can walk up to a woman and throw 50,000 at her and say, "Come on over here," and I'll your ass. I'm just being honest. I ain't got that kind of juice. But see, she's not a boss lady in that sense. His wife is not a boss lady in that sense. Barack couldn't pull that with Michelle. But you have guys like him who, for years, have been able to throw money around at women. And it's worked. Foreign women. Yeah, foreign women. Who doesn't want to be successful in the United States of America? And you're from
who doesn't want to become a citizen of the United States?
And of course,
technically, she could have did that without him. So that part.
No, she couldn't.
If
Not
she
not
could
to
have.
be able not to be able to live the lifestyle.
No, no, no. I'm not talking about lifestyle. I'm
Oh, you talking about
talking
just being a
about
citizen?
exactly. That's what I'm
She
talking
could
about.
have, but it's
Well,
too hard. It's too hard. It was too hard. She doesn't
it
want to go
is
through the regular process. She don't want to.
that.
I got a client right now that's trying to get that situated. She's been in America for. She has a 13-year-old son.
Mm.
No,
So,
she was came
so
before then. She came in on an Einstein visa because
Mm.
her skill set is so high. We need those types of people in. I want everybody to listen to what I'm saying. I see your face.
what kind of
It's called an Einstein visa.
what kind of
Okay.
visa is that? Explain that. Break that down.
Okay.
So the
Rake it up. Rake it
Einstein.
up. Bag it up. Bag it up. I'm
So there
sorry.
are different. Very quickly, there are different kinds of visas. There's an F visa for students. There is an H visa for professionals. There
Mm-hmm.
is a V visa, but no one ever sees the V visa because that's when visitors come in. You just get it, and it tells you how long you're supposed to be in the country. That's the one they give you in your passport.
Yeah.
There is an Einstein visa, and then there's another one. There's one more. There's like 7 or 8 different kind of
Okay. So
visas.
tell me about the Einstein one.
So the Einstein visa basically says that you are so intelligent and that your skill set is so astronomical basis of anyone else in the world that we need your presence here in the US.
What the hell did she do? All I saw her do is pose naked, and a couple of them was with
Excuse
women
me,
with the guns.
excuse me. No one has those exact breasts in the US. Those that is worthy of an Einstein visa.
Those breasts.
Yes.
I'm just saying, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
But
Yeah.
no, but yeah, and to come
And
to
she was
so
on that visa first. She was on that visa first while she was dating him. This came out in one of those early books that someone wrote right when he first became president. Like I said, my
Okay.
background is political science. I know way
Let's
too much.
switch gears real quick. Have y'all heard about the
This can't canon.
this canon? Yeah. Have you
I
all heard
have.
about this?
I
I
have. I
haven't.
can.
Explain.
It's okay.
Nina Fino was trying to explain it to me because I hadn't heard about it. And she said it's when white people want justice for a young white boy that was killed by a black man. But the black man was captured, but the white people are trying to keep insisting it's justice for Canada as though it's a mockery of Black Lives
Black
Matter.
Lives Matter.
okay.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
It is.
I haven't heard about this.
I heard something about it. I
Wait,
did hear something about it. But the thing what you got to look at, and I'm not saying it's right for anybody to kill anybody, whether you're a black man killing a white guy or a white guy killing a black man. The problem is, and the reason why they want, I guess you could say, is because there was such a hoopla with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. But what people fail to realize is that we have dealt with this stuff for so long with social injustice, and now, it's highlighted. It's highlighted with what's going on in the world right now. It's highlighted. Everybody's talking about it. People are coming out the woodwork. Some people have supported us because they ain't got nothing else better to do because their businesses are up in smoke right now because of this pandemic. So everybody was forced to pay attention to that. So I get it, the hype or whatever with Black Lives Matter. But what they failed to realize is, you're right. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be justice because you don't have the right to kill anybody. But
the issue, the issue, Erskine, I'm sorry, but the issue is that they're screaming saying they want justice for Cannon, but the issue is the person that shot and killed the boy was captured and caught within like 24 to 48 hours. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck justice are you talking about? The issue with Black Lives is that our kids, our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our brothers get killed on a random, regular ass basis. And these people who get killed are literally staring you right in the face every single day. And nothing's happening to them. So it is such a mockery. I hate to take your word, Nietzsche. It is a mockery of fuckery and foolishness that this shit about justice for Cannon. Now, don't get me wrong. My heart goes out to anyone, black, white, brown, purple, green, banana, anybody who loses a family member to such heinous crimes as murder, abduction, kidnapping, sexual torture, human trafficking. My heart goes out to anyone, but you have to be some kind of ignorant fucking stupid to sit up here and not realize that one incident, one very, very sad, tragic instance of a child losing their life is literally the equivalent of 400 years of people randomly being killed, and you're sitting back watching it with your arms folded.
Yes.
So no. Go ahead.
And think that's normal, everyday stuff.
They think that's normal. Yeah, totally agree. So I get it.
I'm trying to find this.
So they want people to make the same hoopla, like they was doing for us. So like you said, Lawrence, we've been going through this for so long.
They want to persecute the black guy who killed this little white boy. Now, I get it. The justice system in this case actually worked, because guess what the justice system is supposed to do? The justice system is supposed to catch the criminals, catch the bad people, convict them. So in this case, literally the apparatuses of the justice system actually worked. So justice for Cannon is actually being worked through in the system that is supposed to work, look at me, for everyone. But my saying is always this: everyone gets the joke, but no one is laughing, period.
Right.
Because everybody knows that black people get killed at a far, far more random basis than anyone else in this country. And we don't even make up the majority of the population.
Right.
But one little white boy gets killed. One tragically gets killed. The same thing, I mentioned two more things, and then I'll shut the hell up about this particular issue. There was a Mexican immigrant who killed a white tourist in San Francisco. And then there is the police officer in Minneapolis who killed the white lady, and it was by a Somalian refugee person who had became a police officer. They strung those two people out. President, you know who the hell, literally went to the case with San Francisco and said, this is why we need to build a wall. This is why we need to do this. This is why we need to do that. Because that one instance, and that's the difference, one innocent life taken away does not equate to the 500,000 black people who have been killed in this country throughout its country's history.
Facts.
Let me
Facts.
Let me read something to you. And it falls in line, well, a little bit, sort of, it's a little bit off subject, but the same, we're talking about black people, right? Okay, so I was on Instagram today, and one of my battle buddies, for those that don't know what a battle buddy is somebody that you're in the military with. His quote on Instagram, and this is something to think about, and I don't know where he got it from, but he reposted it. And it said, to be African American is to be African without any memory and American without any privilege. That's deep.
It is.
Facts.
It is.
It is. It's deep and it's saddening.
It is. You know, one thing to that point, we're the only culture in this country. This is going to sound really, really stupid. We are the only culture in this country that the only flag that we can wave as our heritage is the American one. Because where are you from, Erston? Where are your people from?
He gonna say Georgia.
And that is what I was getting ready to say.
Right.
But you have the Italians waving the Italian flag, the Puerto Ricans waving the Puerto Rican flag, the
Absolutely.
Dominicans waving the Dominican flag.
Absolutely.
I can't wave a Nigerian flag, a Ghana flag, Burkina Faso, a Kenya, a Nigerian flag. Right. I would literally have to.
I can wave a Dominican Republic flag.
The only flag I can wave is the Georgia one and Alabama one.
That's it. If it ain't, that's the only flag I can wave.
It just so happened that I know that one side of my family actually came on the slave ship through Mobile. That's all I can tell you. Period. That is the part right there. We have lost our culture and our soul, and all black people want to do in this country is figure out where they belong. Right. Where is their place in this country? A country that says, yeah, you can stay here, but you're staying here because we want you to stay here.
That's
what
right.
What did it say? Give us your baggage, give us
your tire, your tire, your rear, your huddled masses.
There you go.
Yes.
I knew it was something I couldn't remember. I could not remember.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's sad. It's very sad and it's very disheartening, and that we are still like third class citizens, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
even you know, you have your white people here, but then you have your immigrants that are white people. They still get treated better than you know, people that actually built this country on their backs. But I mean, you know, it is what it is, and
And this country doesn't even believe that that even happened, Nitra. Do you understand that? They don't
Right.
even
I understand
believe
that.
that blacks, they don't even believe that blacks literally
Created DC,
built,
and I ain't talking
built,
about Southeast. I'm talking about like the
they
White House on.
literally.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
talking
when
about
they
the White
burnt it,
House.
when they burnt the White House down to the ground, it was again black people who rebuilt it. They don't even want to believe that black people were literally the foundation. It was the flint that started the economy
Mm.
in this country. Literally, not only as property and as commodity first, but by using that commodity like a cow or a goat or a mule or something to till the land so that you can profit from it.
Mhm.
Mika, you're absolutely correct. We do have to take a test and pray that the test is correct for us to even know where we're actually from. You're
Yeah.
Pray that the
absolutely,
test is correct. Yeah.
yeah, and pray that it's correct. But you know, I work for the department of and we was told not to take any of those ancestry type tests, any of them. And I thought it was kind of funny because came out like last year. I want to say
Mm-hmm.
beginning of last year, maybe around this time last year. And I kind of thought that was funny because that's when there was a big surge in people doing the what is it, the
Return to
black
Ghana.
people, no, the black people version of ancestry. What's that one
Oh,
called? Um
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They're like
yeah.
$220. It's
Yeah, but
expensive.
you remember they dropped the prices to like I want to say $99,
They
and
did
there
it.
was a big surge of everybody because no, because it was right after Wakanda came out when
That's what I
Chadwick
was trying to think
Boseman
about it.
was
Yeah.
talking about it, and then they dropped that company actually dropped the prices down, and then a lot of people was going to get, and so we was actually told don't take these tests because they might you know, be using your
Store your
personal
DNA.
data. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My reason for not taking the test is I ain't trying to let you find out where I live and I be the right blood match or something. You need my damn kidneys and some shit. So what's not gonna
And then
happen is
all of a sudden, Nitra is going down 95, going to DC, and then all of a sudden, her car ran off the road. Has
Right.
anyone seen
there you
Nitra?
go. So that's why
And
I
then
was
all of a sudden, her
that
body is
that
mummified in
is
Potomac.
that is the only reason why I will not take that test. Do I want to? Absolutely, I want to talk to because I think it's interesting and very fascinating. But am I going to take it? Hell no, because I ain't trying to get you. I'm not trying to offer up my damn kidneys and shit to you because you dying.
I'm telling you right now,
I'm
I saw
going with
two.
everything I came with, minus my
Uh,
clothes. You bury me naked, I don't care.
I saw two documentaries.
Mhm.
I saw two documentaries that almost changed my mind about getting it. I was the same way as New Nitra. I'm like, y'all ain't getting my shit. I don't know whatever is in my DNA, you can scoop it up in my shit when I leave this earth. Other than that, I'm not giving you nothing. Okay.
Exactly.
But I saw two very good lengthy documentaries about African American heritage. It was almost around like Kwanzaa time or something like that. It was a couple of years ago, and it made me really want to know because I think knowing is half the battle, right? And I'm sure that
G.I. Joe.
you listen, the American hero. I literally just watched that the other day.
Oh my God.
So EJ can attest to like even people who are adopted,
Yes.
from people who are from estranged homes. The only thing that they crave for their whole entire existence
It's who
is
they are.
finding out where they come from and who they are. And
Right.
because they can't ever find that, it is so traumatic. So either A, you can't figure out where you're from, and then B, they're like, well, fuck it, I can't figure out where I'm from. I'll create my own family. Now I know where
Right.
we're from. So
Right.
it's being an African American in this country is a complexity within itself, and it should be in the DSM-IV book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree.
As a mental illness.
Oh yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah.
You know, we
So
are a culture that is constantly being PTSD'd every day.
PTSD'd every day.
Deed every day.
I
What is
cannot
that?
with
Was
you.
that a bird? What was that?
I cannot with you.
Is that the murder hornet coming
I
to get me?
cannot.
Oh,
Malcolm said he thinks we all need to take a deeper look at our genealogy, and just in case I said recreation.
recreations happen.
Yes.
That recreation. Oh,
Yeah, comes and makes enough headway to be a bill.
I
Um,
would.
you know what?
Mm.
I do believe
I kind of
everybody.
go back and forth with
I
that.
do believe not every black person is a descendant of slaves. Let me just put that out there because everybody that's here is
That
not
is
a
true.
descendant of slaves. Okay, there are Africans that came here free willy nilly. Um, so I do agree with that. But because there was so much undocumented documents going on and slave owners passing uh black people around and stuff without really documenting it unless you're coming from Candyland. No, I'm just joking. That's Django.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that still would be hard for everybody to figure out if they are actually descendants of slaves. Funny story though.
Mm.
So at work, there's this white lady, and she's really sweet. Her last name is Beasley. That
Beasley.
that's not a common last name.
Mm-mm.
That is my grandmother's maiden name. My grandmother's 95 years old. Okay, so I had to call her one day because normally we're in meetings together. You know, before COVID stuff, we're in meetings together. But something went down with our shared drive, and so I had to call her. And I said, "Hey, blah blah blah. What's going on with the shared drive? Yeah, yeah." And so we're talking. And so I said, you know what? I said, I've always wanted to ask you this. I said, um, where are your people from? She says, Georgia. Well, my grandmother's from Georgia. I said, oh, okay. She says, I said, where in Georgia? I said, you know, my grandmother's from Georgia. She says, Bowden, Georgia, the Grange, that area. I said,
Mm.
oh, really? She said, well, yeah, why you ask? I said, because my grandmother's from Georgia. She was born and raised in Bowden. Her dad was a sharecropper. His people was around the Grange area and all of that. So I'm trying to figure out, hey, cousin. So now when we email each other, and she is about mom's age.
Mm.
We say cousin to each other because baby, we know what was going on. Look, we not even trying to fake the phone. We know what was going on.
Yeah, y'all
like,
know what was popping
y'all
off back
all my people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
but she's cool as a fan. She's really really sweet. She asked me. She said, "Well, is your grandmother's name with the S or a Z?" I said, "No, it's an S, like you." I said, I've never seen it with a Z. Every Beasley that I've seen was with an S. So yeah, yeah, yes. I couldn't ask my grandmother because she's 95 years old, and I didn't want to trigger anything or whatever. So I asked my mom, and my mom was like, "Oh, oh, that's interesting." I said, "Why? Why is that interesting? You know your American history, lady." She's like, "I know, but I'm just saying."
Right.
My mom was like, she was like, "Nah, that's crazy." But you know what? I want to touch on something, and I've been wanting
Yeah.
to ask this
Touch
question.
it, Jesus.
I
Touch it.
kind of know the answer because I kind of touched on it a little bit. My mom had me and my brother doing it a little bit when she worked for WTVM Channel 9 in Columbus, Georgia. She was the executive secretary to the vice president, the then Carol Ward. Yeah, I forgot. I remember all that.
You better shout out resumes, okay?
Yes.
Yes.
My brother and I did a little bit of acting, um, way back when we was able to get on like certain commercials and stuff as the background people, and everything. No speaking parts because with speaking parts, you get paid a little bit of money, and then the more speaking parts you get paid a little bit more money. And then when you have a full-blown role, you are bona fide an actor or actress. So, EJ, Lawrence and I know that you had all of this energy in high school. But who knew? Who knew you'd be on ABC one day, baby? Who knew you would be on ABC with my shout out baby daddy in my head?
Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis.
His
Mr.
fine,
Curtis,
ignorant ass. But yeah, I do like 50 Cent. Him and his all of his ignorance and everything, because I think behind, all of the ignorance that the media sees, I think he is a very intelligent man. And I just like how he has transformed himself, not once, not twice, but like, several times. So can you just take us back to like how you got started in the entertainment industry? That sounds like a porn thing. In the acting field, and the different types of things that
Is that how you got started?
I hope not. He got explaining to do. And I'm going to go find the tapes. I'm going to go find the tapes and be like, Lord, please don't let him be like Kevin Gates. Please don't let him be Kevin, because Kevin Gates was a whole letdown, okay? Sidebar. So Kevin Gates got this song called Love Bug. And Kevin Gates be talking about how he gonna flip you upside down and then twirl you. I know that's Diana Ross, but I'm just saying he be talking about all the stuff he can do, and he got this sex tape that came out. Man, it was like watching paint dry. I was so hurt. I was like, and he from New Orleans, so that his accent itself just was like, oh Jesus. But then the tape came out, I was like, oh. But anyway, so going back to what I was saying, EJ.
I'm interested to know this as well.
Child.
Really? Oh, okay. You talking about Kevin Gates or me?
No. You. So I want to
actually,
know. I want to know how you got started, and since you've been in the industry for a while, have you noticed the difference between this type of production work versus that type of production work, and the money that comes along with it? I mean, like, I'm pretty sure you ain't, your past stuff ain't giving you like the ABC. So, and congratulations to the movie you just finished too. I'm pretty sure that your ABC money look a whole lot different than when you was with Joe Blow Snuffy down the road. So can you explain that to me?
Yeah,
explain it to the masses. Hey, Joanna.
Joanna! Hey!
So can you explain that? Because that's kind of interesting. Because my daughter wanted to be an actress, and I was like, oh, girl, that's a beast of his own. But
it is. It really is. It is. And I'm going to tell you guys this.
There you go. You went out again.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. I might need to sit up a little bit.
Yeah, you need to sit up. Say it with your chest.
Yes.
Say it with your chest.
Diaphragm, from the diaphragm.
With the diaphragm. So anyway, I don't know if you guys remember, I was in a drama club.
Yeah. That is right.
Yeah. I was trying to think, but you weren't in Miss Chase's class.
Yes, I was. I was in. Yes, I was in. I was in the West Side Story play.
I forgot all about that.
Yes.
For y'all that don't know, Erskine, as hyper as he is in his 40s, he was the same way in high school.
The same energy. How about that?
It was so bad. Yeah. I used to say, Erskine, go somewhere. Go, bye.
That was a statement.
You know what, Erskine, I feel so bad. I used to go to every, because Clyde was in the play.
Clyde. Me and Clyde was in it together. Yeah.
Damn, I got a mental block on that. Okay, go ahead. I remember Clyde and Cheryl and
I was right there with him. I was right there with all of us was in that same play together, the West Side Story play at Carver High School in Columbus, Georgia. So that was actually when I first got the acting bug. You know what I mean? That was when I first and so Miss Chase and Mr. Lewis were both like, Erskine, your energy, your personality, you might need to think about that maybe down the line. So shout out to both of them, Mr. Lewis and Miss Chase. So when I don't even know where they are, but I truly love them both. Yeah, so when I
Really?
got, when I got to Atlanta, of course I'm in college, so I really didn't get a chance to focus on it. But I bumped into a director by the name of Mr. Jason Swain. I took an acting course at Clark Atlanta, and Jason Swain, who is a director who, fast forward, he's done videos for MTV, big stuff out of Los Angeles. So Jason Swain put me in a television show, and shame on me, I don't remember the name of it, but for him, he got an A out of the class, and I ended up getting an A out of the class. And so he said, Erskine, I think you need to think about this. Like, you really, really, really need to think about it. I did a few little projects with him over at Clark Atlanta. So big shout out to Jason Swain. After I graduated from Morris Brown in Atlanta, I came to New York. So I figured, all right, now you in New York, there's no other way around it. Here in New York, you're going to figure it out some kind of way. But I really didn't jump headfirst into it because I really, really wanted to focus on the master's program that I was in at Columbia. So that was really, really my top priority. But after you solidify yourself in one line of work, you always have that hobby that you always want to venture out
That
into.
residual income.
Yeah, well, yeah. And so you fast forward to, I'll say, to about 2016. So I signed up with an agency. And it was an agency here in New York City. They were sending me out on a few auditions, several auditions. Some of them I got, some of them I didn't get. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, didn't I go with you to
yes! You went with me to a photo shoot.
South Street? Was it South Street?
South Street, yes. You was with me. That's right. So
I don't even think I remember that.
Oh my God! So I signed up with this agency to start looking for acting gigs, extra work, and I actually had a photo shoot, and Mr. LB was right there with me doing the photo shoot down at South Street, down in Manhattan. So shortly after that, I got called to do some background work for a movie called Me Familia, and I was asked to come out to Queens and be one of the background stars, background actors in the movie. So I'm on the set, and the director, I'm playing a mob style guy that's part of a black mafia type thing. So the director comes in and he says, "Who wants a speaking part?" So the guys that were standing around me, they stepped back, and I'm kind of like in the front, and I was like,
that is funny. That's something you see on TV.
Yeah,
right.
You come in. So he gave me a small speaking role in that particular movie, Me Familia. So he said, we're going to be in contact. I got another project I would like you to work on. I just love your energy and your personality. I didn't think nothing of it. I walked away from it. That was the end of that. That was that. Before we got to that point where he and I would work together, I figured I would work with another agency, just to kind of put all my apples, to get my feet out there.
Yeah.
So Lawrence, remember, I went out to Philadelphia. Pennsylvania. Signed up for this agency, and this agency was supposed to help me as well, market me. And there was this one young lady, I'm not going to say her name. She was calling me on a weekly basis. And she says, we're going to do your photo shoot, this and that. So I show up for the workshop. They said, you should pay to go to you should go out to Los Angeles for this workshop. This is when it gets sticky. Because this is when the foolery comes in. So I said, okay.
How they do kids. That's sidebar for a second. That's how they do children when they do these promos and they say, "Hey, bring your kids out. We're doing a casting call for a Nickelodeon show." And you get your kid. I'm telling you, because it happened to me.
Oh yeah.
You get your kids out there. And then they have your kids running these lines or whatever. They like your kid, and then they say, "Well, you need to pay blah 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 blah," and then we'll think about picking you up. Oh hell no!
There you go. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna tell you that.
Well, you see my face because
you already know where this is going. So they said, there's this phenomenal workshop you should attend out in Los Angeles. I said, okay, you're going to this workshop, you're going to meet all these directors, actors, you're going to network. So I said, okay, so how much is it? It's $3,000. I said, okay. So of course I had to discuss it with my wife. I got another friend of mine in LA and the great LV who I discussed it with. They said, you know what, give it a shot.
What's the worst
Work.
that can happen?
Yeah, what's the worst thing that can happen? You give it a shot. So of course my accountant was like, well, listen, if you go out there and even if it blows up in smoke, you still got it as a business tax write-off. So that was the plus right there. So my family and I go to Florida. We split the trip in half. They fly back to New York. I fly back to Los Angeles. My brother, shout out to my brother Travis. My brother Travis flies out to Los Angeles with me, and we meet up in Los Angeles, and we go to the photo shoot. So I did the photo shoot. So the next day, the lady calls me. She says, well, to get connected, now mind you, we're already in LA and I done dropped $3,000. She says, if you give an extra $5,000,
The
you can
lies
get
you goddamn tell.
Yeah, that's how they get you. That's what they do.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is
So
what they do.
hold up, it
Yeah.
gets better. So at this point, I'm like,
Jeez.
I'm already feeling a certain type of because I just gave y'all $3,000, whatever. So I go to the workshop. I go to the little workshop, which was very informational. I had to do a monologue. And so you got all these other actors that done traveled from everywhere across the world to attend this workshop. And I met this guy that was the background drummer for the Roots or whatever. He's talking the workshop. He's talking about the workshop. He's talking about
You saw Questlove?
yeah, no, not Questlove. It was another guy. I
Oh,
can't. I don't say on me. I don't remember the guy's name. But anyway, so I
correct,
said,
Joellen.
yeah,
Yep. Correct,
yeah.
Joella.
Of course. Oh yeah, you got to learn. You got to learn the hard way. So anyway, so I'm sitting, I'm listening. Okay, whatever. So I'm thinking, we're in Los Angeles. So what's going to go on for the night? So you can kind of tell they kind of had their select people who they want to rock with, who they want to deal with. And that was that. But I didn't trip because I had my friends out there in LA and my brother was with me in LA. So we wasn't tripping at all. So this is the straw that broke the camel's back. So the next day they say, you got to go to this event where I'm going to meet all these actors and directors. And I'm watching people give presentations. Sure, no problem. I couldn't take my brother with me. So my brother stayed at the hotel. So I'm in Hollywood. I get to the event. I saw some of the people that I knew or whatever. And so I'm listening at this little girl who's an actress. I'm listening at this other person who's an actress. And then there was a lady that was from Georgia. So I'm thinking, okay, me and her, we going to hit it off real well. I'm actually at the front. I'm sitting on the front. Now, mind you, we're outside in Los Angeles. And this is like June. We're outside, but it's set up real nice. Okay. Bourgeois. We're in Beverly, Hollywood. We was in Hollywood. So, the lady basically says, okay, I'm listening. I said, okay, I'm writing notes, taking notes because I want to really, really see what this industry is about. See what it's about. Whatever.
Right.
So we got ready for lunch and they said, oh, you guys can go down the street. And, I guess certain people would stay in the inside. At that point, I was over it. I left. Called my brother, and we went to Vegas. I was done with that, canceled, blah, blah, blah. And that was the end of that situation. So that goes to show you that there's some scam stuff that goes on. Mm-hmm. And I still see them promoting their businesses and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, or whatever. And I'm not going to throw no shade, but for $3,000 and out of all those people, out of all those people whose email that I wrote down and jotted down and all that kind of stuff, not one of those people responded. Not one.
Okay, so let's go from that to your first, I guess, feature.
Okay,
let's talk about Insomnia because I think Insomnia.
Yeah, that was it. That was the first one. So what happened was that same wonderful director who said, "Hey man, I'm gonna get at you." He called. He said, "Erskine, I love your energy."
Wait, like out the blue one day, he just phone rings.
Yeah. He said, "I would like for you to be in this project with me called Somnia. It's a horror film, and I would love for you to be a part of it. I really liked your energy at the set for Me Familia." I said, sure. So he said, we do a lot of improv stuff. I'll give you your lines on the spot. So I'm kind of like, let's give it a shot. Well, we go out to the Hamptons. The filming was in the Hamptons, and I was treated like royalty. And I had to sign the paperwork and all that kind of good stuff. And well, I can say his name. I'll say his name. Joe Cinemero, phenomenal director, phenomenal director. And the movie came out in the theaters, select
And
theaters,
Amazon.
and it reached Amazon. It was all out on Amazon, and we had a big film release party. Phenomenal, superstar status, and when I say just an awesome, awesome guy, just for giving me the opportunity, and that put me in a different space. So of course, after that movie dropped, that's when you start getting the phone calls. I had a phone call 2 days later from a guy in Cork City, Ireland, that wanted me to work on a project.
Oh,
Oh,
that's right.
cool.
Yeah,
I
Cork
remember
City,
you
Ireland.
talking about that.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen in Cork City, Ireland. Unfortunately, the gentleman had a stroke, and the funding didn't work out, and
Yeah.
it happened.
Things
Uh,
happen.
things happen. So things happen. So in the meantime, um, this is when it gets a little funny. No. This is when it gets a little funny.
Again.
So I get another phone call to work with another director who had
Mm-hmm.
saw the movie. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, well, let's see. I saw your work. I saw your work. I saw your work. I would like for you to, I want to send you a script. Could you check it out? Now,
Okay.
at
Now,
this
is
point,
that
right?
normal for them to send the script before any contracts or anything is signed?
They give you a sample. They send you a sample, right?
They
Or
send
do
you a
they give you
sample.
like?
They send you like a sample, kind of give you an idea of what you're going to do or whatever. So at this particular point, with this particular individual, it sounded real good. Sounded real
Okay.
good. I said, okay, all right, so we may be on to something. So when I got the phone call, I jump off the highway. I go see my barber so I could get the lineup because this gentleman is going to send me the script that night. I'm going to memorize the lines, and we're going to be on set the very next day.
Oh,
Oh
No
wow!
problem.
wow. That's fast.
Fast. Okay, so he sends me the
Oh
script.
wow!
I get on the set with this particular director, and it's great. The excitement is through the roof. We're
Okay.
us. We're us. We're us. I'm thinking, okay, let's make this happen. Now, mind you, I'm already in a different space now with Mr. Cinemera because now we're on Amazon. We're on Amazon and people are trying to.
What is it? IBD, IBM? What
Yeah, I
is
got
it?
an IMB.
ABD.
Yep, I got my page up and everything. So that worked out great. So I'm here. So I give this individual a shot. Love my energy. I knocked out the lines, and that was the end of that. So if that particular project would have dropped, oh, it would have been amazing. Because
Brilliant.
I actually went on the air to talk about that particular project that would have dropped. All of a sudden, it disappeared. But that same director said, "Hey, man, I would like for you to work with me on another project." So I said, "Okay, sure, no problem. We're going to work together on another project." So I do the filming with that. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, you on Amazon, you got this movie you done did, you got this dude asking you to do another movie. So it's gonna work out great. Okay, you're building a resume. You're building a
Yeah,
Oh
resume.
yeah.
You're building a
yeah.
resume. Not
Because you
only
got to
as a
have one.
gotta
Yes, you
have
do.
one. So anyway, so we're filmed. So the first project
Happen.
never happened. It just
Hmm.
kapoosh. So now we're on to the second project. I said, okay, all right. Well, what happened to the first? Because I was really excited about the first one.
Okay.
We get to the second project and we're filming, and I'm like, okay, we're on to something unique here. And all of a
That didn't
sudden,
happen either.
that didn't happen either.
Oh,
So
damn.
so it gets better. So the same director says, well, listen, I want to put you in I want to put you in a particular project that's going to allow you to showcase your energy, your Erskine energy. So I said, okay. So I'm thinking at this point, we're going to probably have a Tyler Perry situation where you're just going to blast all three at the same time. Because that's the way I'm thinking, right?
Mm.
So I do the film again. I do another film. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I got 3 films under my belt with this particular director, thinking that they're going to blast off. Nothing.
Crickets.
This sounds like a BET miniseries.
It
It could
does.
have, yeah.
When
But that
acting goes wrong.
when
I'm
acting
waiting.
goes
I'm
wrong.
waiting. I'm
Yeah,
waiting to hear somebody got shot or stabbed.
Listen. So, you show up. You show up. You shoot the project, and of course, in the midst of shooting, after shooting that third project with that particular director, there was a little backlash that I had heard behind the scenes. But I'm not there for the backlash. I'm there to do the work. I'm there to do
Right.
what you show up, what you asked me to do on the set. I step away. Well, after stepping away, I got a phone call from Mr. Dean, who asked me to be in his project, Guinea Pigs, which is another comedy, which was great. Mr. Dean referred me to another location, another site, and said, you should sign up for this. I think you'd be great for that, where you could possibly do some background work. Well, that's when For Life came in. And so I signed, that's when For Life came in. For Life came in. So I'm sitting at home, I send my headshots in, and I get a phone call stating, we would like to give you a background role for this ABTV show. For Life, that's going to be executive.
Wait a minute, for this wet show?
For this ABC. ABC.
That's African Broadcasting Television. Don't play Nisha. Why is you playing?
He said abidibidi.
Okay, so
mama see me mama.
So I get the phone call to do the thing for ABC, and they said we'll call you back with the call time. So Maya, I had to go to Atlanta. I went to Atlanta for my undergrad's homecoming, and I was on another show down there. I was a guest on another show down there, and I walk off the set of that show, and I get the phone call, and the lady said, we'll let you know the phone call tomorrow afternoon on what time to be on set. So something's telling me that they're going to say something crazy about the time on Monday to be on the set, and I'm probably not going to be able to make it because I was flying back to New York on Monday. But lo and behold, I'm sitting at my mama's house. I'm sitting at my mama's house, and the lady,
Mama Donna,
I'm sitting at my mama's house, and I get the email stating that you have to be on set at 5 a.m., 7 a.m., 7 a.m.
And you're in Georgia?
I'm in Georgia. So, at this point, I'm thinking this is not going to work. I'm thinking this is not going to work.
Okay. Star Trek. Energize.
Yeah. So I tell her. Yeah, right. So I tell the lady, I said, well, I'm in Georgia right now. I fly back to New York in the morning. I can get to the set by 11 o'clock. She said, no problem, Mr. Alexander. We'll see you there. Go straight to wardrobe. At that point, I got about my mama's house in Columbus, Georgia, and I probably did a $150 to Atlanta airport. I walked through the airport. Shout out to Tracy. Walking with Tracy in the airport, walking to the airport. So I land in New York.
Wow.
I land in New York. My amazing wife picks me up from the airport. I get home. I freshen up, run out the door. I eat, run out the door, and I get to the prison location where we're filming. The security guard is right there, and she says, sir, you got to go around to the back. I can get in your car, and I'll show you where we got to go. Get in the car, come around to the back. I stop, and I look to the left of me, and standing on the side of my car is Mr. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Yeah, right there.
Wow.
And so he told me, he said, hey, so I told him, I said, yo, because at this point, I'm like, do I say 50? Do I say Mr. Curtis? Do I say Mr. Jackson?
You said, hey.
I said, hey. So I said, I told him, who I was. He said, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you gonna be part of my car.
Don't make him sound like no punk. Don't do that.
No. He wasn't like, no. 50 about that life.
He said,
no. I told him, I said,
all right, man.
Yeah, he said, yeah. We're gonna go around to the back. So anyway, we take the picture. And I go around to the back. I get fitted for wardrobe and makeup and all that kind of crazy stuff. And I go out and we go film it. So we filmed that day. And shortly after that, they asked me. They said, "Well, we're gonna want you to come back to do, more scenes. Would you be interested in being part of his crew?" I said,
I remember that.
I would be part of his crew.
I remember that.
At this point, I'm like, okay, cool. So you show up on the set. Now this is my first time on a real big set, right? They take care of you. They take care of you.
Craft services.
And shout out to Joe and Joe Cinemel because he took care of me too. So that's my guy
Joe.
too.
So okay, so wait a minute. You just said 50 and his people took care of you on the set, and Joe and his people. Have you ever worked with anyone that did not take care of you? Like it
Oh
was
God.
like totally night
Oh,
and day.
wait, but hold on 1 second, EJ. No. I think that would be a whole nother episode of
Yeah.
As the World in his acting career turns.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's an easy yes or no, though. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
oh
you
yeah.
Oh,
have.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought
well
he was
that
gonna. I thought he was gonna say, well.
that goes back to kind of my segue of what we were discussing a little prior about the other previous projects.
Joanna,
You know
he
what?
is clutching all types of pearls up here.
Well, I was
So,
clutching the pearl because he said everybody's taking care of him.
well, no. What I'm saying is when you show up to do a job, you know, and people are excited for you to do a job. You know, I'm excited because this is a hobby for me. I thank God to be blessed to be a mental health clinician. But when your hobby starts to elevate, you get really excited about it and you want to give your best, especially when people start to notice your work or when you're out in public and
Yes.
people start to notice you. So you want to give 100%. You know, you don't
Correct.
want to walk away with the stereotype of being a certain type of way on the
Right.
staff or on a cast or whatever. So in any setting, in any director, you know, my goal is to give 100%. And that was the presentation that I always gave. The thing that you learn very fast is that you don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Right.
You know, and not that
Right.
that's any of my business, but there's still a level of professionalism that anybody is supposed to present when you're working with people. And unfortunately, there has been a situation or two, more so one situation that I worked on several projects and nothing took place. Nothing took place. And I am all for helping others, but it becomes a huge problem when you help others and they start to kind of reach to you to kind of help them out in a scam type way. And that's not good. I don't think that's
No.
professional.
I think it's one of those. I think it's one of those acting, comedy, things of that nature is one of those things where every other project can be hit or miss.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's almost like you literally have to flip. You can't risk not flipping the coin and saying okay.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Because
Correct.
you never know what's going to be on the other side of that door. It could
Well,
be
it sounds
You're
like
right.
every time ever since something didn't come out, something else did come out.
that's
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
that's
it
the blessing.
seems like. Yeah.
The blessing behind it is, and this just goes back to the morals and the values and principles of how I was raised. You know,
What?
yeah.
We can't hear you.
It goes back to the. You can you hear me now?
I can
Yeah.
hear you.
This goes back to the morals and the principles and the values of how I was raised. You know, you treat people the way you want to be treated.
Exactly.
Bottom line, I don't care if you're a chef. I don't care if you
Janitor.
doctor, janitor. You treat people the way you want to be treated, and you cannot step on people to get to the top.
You can't. No, absolutely
cannot.
not. No matter
You can't-
what you do.
You
Absolutely
can't.
You can.
Well,
Just know what happens when
there
you
will be
do.
consequences.
There's
Know
dire
what happens
consequences.
when you do. Yep.
There's dire consequences behind it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had a situation where somebody wanted me to do a commercial, and I show up to do the commercial, and the financial reward was supposed to be there, and all of a sudden it goes out the window. They don't know what we're talking about, and so
You were supposed to work for free or something, or they was gonna pay you later?
Oh, I was supposed to get paid actually that day. I was supposed to get paid that day, but
after the project was done, right?
After the project was done, because it was a commercial, you know, because that's what was explained. Yeah. What ended up happening, it was a lot of flim flam. So of course I had to have a discussion with the individual, and I had to let it be known very clear that I'm a mental health clinician. I have a career. I have a job. I have a
Right.
full-fledged career. And of course, anybody that's a mental health clinician and you're doing therapy sessions, everybody knows that the month of November and December is a high-powered month for
It is
all
very.
mental health
It
clinicians.
really is.
Yes.
So in a financial way, it's a blessing. It's a busy time, but it's still a financial blessing. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of sometimes you have to reiterate that to people because you have some people that really, really want to get on so bad in that industry, and they'll accept any kind of behavior. They'll accept any kind of situation with that because they want to get on. And that is the part that I always explain to youth. I always explain in any seminar or any guest appearances that you have to get your education. You
Yeah.
have to get your education. You got to have something to fall back on because lo and behold, even though it was a tremendous blessing to be on for life, to interact with a lot of celebrities, um, we're in COVID now.
Hmm.
No, what happens when everybody stops filming?
So,
What do
and
you?
that's a good question because I know production for a lot of things have stopped. So
Mhm.
it's like now first of all, I was never a TV person. I binge watch if I do watch TV, it's binge watching. But now it's to the point to where if COVID is going to be going on for a while,
For a
we're
while,
gonna run out of stuff to watch on TV.
yeah,
What are we gonna do?
yeah, yeah. So the thing is this: everybody's doing a lot of repeats, and they got to figure out how they're going to incorporate filming without infecting an entire cast with COVID. They got to factor out how they're going to do filming and how you're going to incorporate why this happened this way and introduce that entire story to the situation with COVID. So
The
I
Right.
new
think no matter.
television and the new television season starts in a month. I think it's like the middle
Um,
of September.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
September, October
yeah,
when
Yeah.
it starts.
like I'm working on a project right now, and last week was my first time actually out there filming, and there was stipulations where the director couldn't even bring food into the building because of the coronavirus pandemic. They had to consistently stay masked up. We had to keep the mask up. What the productions have done lately is that the boom sticks are a lot longer.
Longer. Yeah.
Yeah, so each time I had a speaking scene, the camera guy's over there and the boomstick is here, and it's kind of going that way. They're using smaller cameras, so it's a lot of cut tape. It's a lot of you know I guess you basically say cut tape as to how they're going to have to do this. Production is allowed. Production just for production, it just started back up here in New York City. I say the earlier part of this month, so people are trying to film, but it's still difficult. It is going to be interesting to see how things pan out with For Life, and or if we even get the phone call back because when we were on set for Life, we're talking 100 prisoners. We're talking 100 prisoners. How they're going to, 100 actors that were playing the role of prisoners. So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work filming at a prison location.
Oh,
If it
because it's
entitles that.
enclosed and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I at times like this, it makes me really appreciate my education.
Exactly.
It really, really
Hmm.
makes me appreciate going to college and having a full fledged career because unfortunately, some of those guys that was on set with me, it felt good to walk off the set and I jump in my car and I drive to my house. I jump in my car and come home and I'm able to relax and know that I got a stable job to go to.
Let me ask you this question. Do you feel that your authenticity has anything to do with the prevalence of random phone calls for different gigs and things of that nature? Has had any effect? Because I know you talked about how you was raised and your energy and things of that nature. But I think in these certain times, people look for people who are authentic and true,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not trying to be someone that they're not. Do you think that that's reflective of anything that has come your way?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's played a part. Um, Sometimes your personality, I mean, people have always said, your personality will carry you far, but sometimes people can kind of take that for granted. So you have to be very, very careful. Now, I just want to make sure I answer your question the right way. I think that's the roadblock that I've run into and in certain situations where you have to really, really be careful because everybody doesn't have your best interests. Some people
Correct.
see you doing certain things and they want to gravitate towards what you got going on, and you're not even all the way there yet. You just got a little buzz. You know what I mean? So,
Mm,
I'm not on the Denzel scale or anything of that nature, but it's great to have a buzz. But you have some people that see just a little buzz and they'll gravitate towards that. So, of course, after the movie Sound came out, and now that's a nationwide thing. You have to move a little different. You have to move a little different.
mm.
You know who your friends are. You keep people that's close to you. Of course, LB, you and I, we've had several conversations on how to handle certain situations and situations that you told me how I should have handled it long time ago. But sometimes, you have to get punched in the face, and I think all of that is a learning. It's a learning situation for everyone. When you step into when you step onto a football field, somebody will tell you in a minute, maybe you should have went that way instead of going that way. But sometimes you got to go that way to realize that you shouldn't go back that way again, and that's what happens.
Mm.
So yeah, it's definitely been a
Okay.
learning curve. I hope I answered your question
You
You
correctly.
did.
did.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
you did.
yeah. So
Mhm.
you live and you learn. You live and you learn. I mean, you guys have known me since I was 14 years old. So the personality, as far as who I am at 43, ain't drastically different, other than a beard.
I still think that you are a member of Lestat's vampire realm because I don't know anybody who has had the exact same energy for a million years. I have no understanding other than like drinking the blood of virgin chickens. I have no idea how you doing it.
Well, you
Virgin
know what?
chickens.
But I'm gonna
Virgin
tell.
They
chickens.
haven't they
Hold
haven't
on.
laid eggs yet. They
Yeah.
haven't
Hold
laid
on.
eggs yet.
Hold on. Let's talk about that real quick.
Ah,
Hold
no,
Why
on.
we're
they
not
gotta
gonna
be
talk about it.
virgin
Virgin chicken.
chickens? Why they but
No,
okay, so
no.
he stepped away. Let me tell y'all really don't understand. Y'all I don't think y'all really understand the complexity of this man being this damn hyper all his life. Like
It is
he don't need to be drunk. He don't need to be on no
no,
drugs.
no,
He like
no,
when I tell you
no,
if there
no.
was such a thing anymore as a hype man, he would put all hype men out
To
of business.
shame.
He could take
Yes.
Flavor Flav, Mace's was Mace even a hype man? But he could take
Yeah. Sort of kinda.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed to be with Naughty by Nature and Treasure, the damn hype man. Like
Sometimes I'm like, dude, do you sleep?
Erskine,
Are you
I swear,
are
I
you
used to ask
jamming in your
Erskine,
sleep?
"Do you have ADHD? Like, what the hell is going on?" And the crazy thing is, it takes somebody like Sabrina who is
Well, I'm gonna
totally
tell you guys.
opposite,
I'm
that
right. I'm
could
gonna.
deal with him and his.
Well, you know what?
Wait,
Who
wait,
seen the
Bay.
movie Up with their
I,
kid and the
I'm
dog kept saying squirrel?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people. The attitude has always been attitude
Positive,
positive.
yes,
But the part of the thing is about if I'm happy. The one thing you guys have know, and is especially if I'm happy about something, you know it.
yes.
If I'm not happy about something, you definitely
You
know
would
it.
Hold on,
know it.
it's so bad, you all. If I answer my phone on speaker when Erskine FaceTime me and he starts rapping, my kids be like this. Is that Erskine again? Like yes, it's Erskine. They be like,
You know.
oh my God, he's always rapping.
Yep.
No, I think I'm gonna tell you what it is. We all come up together, and I've had challenges, I've had struggles, I've
We've
had
all
failures.
had.
Mhm.
Just like
Yeah.
anybody, we all done had our ups and downs. People
Yeah.
are not going to be happy. There's people that's not going to be happy for where you're at. There's people that's going to be in their feelings. People gonna stick hate, however way you want to call it. But I've always maintained the attitude of staying positive. Because I have no problem giving people the blueprint to what I do and how I do and when I did it. I don't have no
Yeah.
problem sharing that information. Because coming from Carville, when I had my friends, you know, and the blessing behind those friendships, for me to still have some of those friendships now at 43, it's a blessing in itself. Same thing in college. Same thing in college in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Same thing coming to New York for grad school. You know, I think the thing about it, what makes you excited about it and to keep the high energy is that when you're doing exactly what it is.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
That you want to do.
You're doing exactly what you want to do, and it then doesn't look like a job.
Right.
It doesn't look like a job. When I show up on a set to do acting, it doesn't look like a job. I'm doing something that I really, really, really want to do. Working at the hospital, you know, being there now for 19 years, almost 20 years. That's something that I really, really enjoy. And I've had my growing pains, but I knew I had to make that work in order to stay afloat here in New York. And then, of course, you know, but I'm a firm believer that God will keep people in your circle that's going to keep you grounded. And I think that's where Sabrina comes in. That's exactly where Sabrina comes in. I met Sabrina at a time when I was ready to act like a typical bachelor in New York City with a little income, you know, and that, yeah, I mean, you know, you graduate from grad school, you start working at a job, and not that you're rich, but you got a little income, you living in Manhattan at that time, you know, I'm ready to.
You can pay your bills, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you can.
There's still money in my account. What's happening?
Yeah.
Did I pay all my bills?
Right. You can play around and possibly play around, and probably that kind of playing around would have got me in some situations that I probably wouldn't have been able to get out of. So when you meet some, you know, and I crack jokes about it, but I met her in the airport. I met Sabrina in the airport. I met Sabrina in New York's LaGuardia.
That should have let you know you was going places.
Yeah, straight up, you know, because
let me tell you something. I don't. As soon as I go through an airport, I'm like, can I get off and get on? That's all it is.
You be like this. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Just breathe on me.
That's too big. That's too big. I'll be like this.
Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Bitch, get back from me. Don't do it. Let me tell y'all something. Okay, so let me tell y'all something about LB. Don't let him fool you with these big ass words that he's talking with, okay? He is so antisocial. Don't let him fool you. And will cuss you out quicker than I will.
Yeah.
These are all fallacies that she is talking about right now.
No, she ain't lying. She ain't lying. You know what? But you know what? But the thing about it
Hold on.
Okay, now that was funny.
But the thing about it is, you know, I'm a firm believer that for anybody that's successful, it's because they kept the right people around. It's the reason why Lawrence has been in my life all these years. There's a reason why you've been in my life all these years. There's a reason why somebody had to send Sabrina to me quick.
Jesus.
Up here, you know.
He took the wheel.
Somebody took the wheel because, you know,
upon high.
You know, I mean, and it's just the reality. I know she probably upstairs like, oh my gosh, you know, but I'm just, you know, just telling the truth. You live in New York City and you're in your early 20s and you got a little job and you got your own place in Manhattan. That's a recipe for disaster.
And you living single?
Living single. Yes, sir. You know, I mean, it's so single.
In a 2000 world.
So, you know, when you find someone that has the same, when you find someone that has the same drive and the same determination, and they got the same goals and hobbies, you know, the hustle that you have and the hustle that they have, you elevate. So I would never say that I sit, you know, in my home or on this kind of platform without the support of my wife. Period.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be on this kind of stage without her, because she has backed me 1000% through the failures, through the successes, and for the future failures and for the future successes. You know, it's a blessing to know that you're gonna
not only.
Let me tell you something.
Not only do the kids need the village, the adults need the village as well.
They do.
We do.
Yes, y'all do.
I just thought about that. They always talk about the kids. They always talk about, you know, how it takes a village to raise kids, but no one ever thinks about how the adults really need the support of a whole true village to
Yeah.
make
Yes.
everything
Yeah.
runs.
Notice the word you use, a true village.
A
True
true
village.
village.
That's gonna hold you accountable to your
There
shit.
you go.
Yes.
There
Because
you
if
go.
you
Yes.
if you got people around you that's not gonna hold you accountable to your shit and make you know, hey, that shit wasn't cool. Like it was what, about 2 episodes ago.
I forgot.
LB, Erskine, and Lawrence literally handed me my ass when we got off of here, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, for real. Like, I'm
But see,
sorry.
let me tell you
So
something.
it
The
it
problem.
takes it takes a
It
village.
true. It
Yeah.
takes a true village.
Yeah.
It takes a true village. I can't. And listen, I can't tell you if this is why I always say that. You will hear me say it over and over again. As we drop the jewels, is that you
Mama
know
Donna's in the house.
Hey, mama, mama.
we as Black people, I'm telling you, if we don't take care of our mental health, it will literally destroy us. And
Yeah.
one ways of combating what I call the Black mental struggle is having that true village, the
Yes.
non-judgmental, the
Yes.
ones that'll tell you exactly how the world is, the
Yes.
one who will tell you exactly how the world is not.
Right. Right. And
And
and also, with that being said, you have to be willing to receive what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
Because
Mm,
if
Yeah.
you can't receive what they're gonna say and then go back and think about what they said, then there's really no use for you all being friends.
Yeah.
And
And that was
when you have those type of friends, they're not even your friends; they're your family.
right. And that's what I'm like. And the situation I was talking about earlier, even as I ventured into this acting, because it's a whole new thing for me. It's a whole new thing for me. And thank God that I don't have to just pack my bags and say, well, I'm gonna move to LA or I'm gonna move that back to New York. Because I'm already established in New York. So any work that comes through New York, I can deal with it here in New York. I don't have to pack my bags and say, well, listen, I got this money, I gotta go to Atlanta or I gotta go to LA. If opportunity presents itself to me to do that, and I can do that, but it's not mandatory. There are certain
Right.
situations that came up here that Mr. LB told me, hey man, I don't think you need to mess with that. You should have handled that situation a little differently. And I'm forever grateful for him for that. You know what I mean? I'm always the kind of guy, and you guys know it. I'm the kind of guy, some people can see something a mile away that some people can see something a little closer, but I'm the kind of guy, I got to get up. It got to hit me in the eye for me to be like, you know what? This is not a good situation. And
Not in your eye.
in the
did
eye.
you
I
in the
just,
eye?
I just,
In the eye.
I had a
In the
random
eye.
thought. I literally had a random thought. Not in your eye.
Mm.
Not in your eye.
Ooh. So but you got to be thankful for friends. If regardless of how this may take off, or no matter how this may go, at least I know the people that was with me from the gate, and you'll never forget the people.
Exactly.
Listen, this
And
life,
that's true.
this life is hard. This life is hard, and it is shit.
Yeah.
But
Damn,
it will be.
Lawrence.
It is. Listen, if anybody who lies to your face that says that life is easy and it is a breeze and they don't have any problems are not only lying to themselves, they have lied to the world and need to be put down.
Yeah.
Well, right
Because
now,
they're
between
going
the
to hurt
ages of
somebody
1
else.
and 5, your life is pretty peachy.
Mm.
Well,
Well,
some
because
of them, because
some of
Well,
them.
some of them. I had to think about that after it left my mouth. Yes,
you
some of
said
them.
as far as they think your life is super peachy. That's what you said.
Between the ages of 1 and 5.
1 and 5.
But then I had to
Oh,
think about it. Some of them.
some of
Even
them.
between 1 and 5, the life is kind of hellish.
Yeah.
But I love y'all. I always tell
Yeah.
y'all how much I love
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell y'all something. My next husband is gonna be dope as shit.
We gonna pause that. We gonna pause that. Mhm.
See, you
But
gotta put it out in
I'm
the
speaking
universe.
it into existence.
yeah, and the one thing I'm going to say about that, and I say this to all single men, single women, when you look for a mate, you look for a partner. You look for someone
Yes.
that's going to ride for you. The
Yes.
mistake that we have often made in the past is we stop
Yes.
after the 11.
Because
We
I was married
stop.
for 16 years, and I'm telling you right now, when what was going on in my 20s is not the type of person I'm looking for in my 40s.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I like you. First of all, you got to have a business mind.
yeah.
You got to have a business
First of
mind
all,
to deal with me.
you have to be in your right mind.
There you go. Cause there's some
Well, that
crazy
too.
business folk out there. It's a
That too. That too. You got to be in your right mind to deal with me.
We'll get to the business.
And
We'll get
I'm
to the
quick
business
to tell.
later.
we gonna get to
I
that. We
am
gonna
quick to tell you, you ain't ready for me. Like I need you. Not that I'm gonna do some shit on purpose, but I need you to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. You have to be able to handle Nitra. This Nitra, they can tell you it's a lot that comes with Nitra, and that's why I I'm jealous, envious of Erskine and Sabrina because they just make me just love. Even if I didn't believe in love, they just make me believe
get.
in love because they're a true partnership. He discusses everything with her prior to doing it, and vice versa. It's
I
amazing when you have friends, that you see, oh shit, that this really can't happen. Like it really can't happen.
yeah.
So my next husband, I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody gonna know I'm dating until I get married. They gonna be like, where the hell he come from? I had to
And
keep him a secret because I didn't want y'all to jinx it. So
Damn.
no,
Oh, damn.
the one thing that I say to that nature, and I'm not saying this because you're my friend. I'm not saying this because we're on the air.
Mm.
You've always had a great heart. I think the mistake that we are all guilty of is that we have certain expectations and we'll stop. We'll stop. We don't look at the entire picture. And you got to think about it mentally. You're in a different space in your 20s than you are in your 40s.
I am.
Um,
I feel
when
like a
when
grown up now.
yeah. With the blessing with me and Sabrina, and just like any couple, we've had our ups and downs. Laura's been there. We done had our ups and
Oh yeah,
downs.
that's
We done had
normal.
them. But
That's normal.
but when
But it's
you
how you handle them.
it's how you handle it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And you're gonna have ups and downs for the rest of your life. You just make an
But
agreement to say, I want to have them with that person.
I was just going to say everything is peaks and valleys. Your
Yes.
job, your
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
kids, your job, your kids,
Yes.
the
Yes.
car, the house,
Yeah.
the train,
I got one
the
more kid to get
subway.
out my house. Praise God. Praise God.
I
She
can't even.
graduates in 5 years. Praise God. Hallelujah.
Oh my
Thank you,
lord,
Jesus.
the doomsday clock is already counted down.
Yes, yes. And she
Well, not
probably ain't gonna
doomsday.
leave.
Joetta, I love Joetta.
Joetta, I don't even know you, but you pretty
Oh, this
you are
Joetta.
the
She's dope.
bomb.
Let me
She
tell
is
y'all
dope.
about Joetta. Joetta is by
It's
far one
dope.
of the sweetest brown eyed
Joetta's been a ride or
ever.
die for this show
That's
since
my
day one.
girl. That's my girl. We love Joetta. She from DC originally, and she represented ATL. Excuse me, by the way, I'm not calling her Joetta no more. We call her Doctor.
Doctor.
Doctor Pastor.
Doctor Joetta.
Doctor.
And shout
The
out to my
great
classmate.
doctor.
Shout out to my homegirl, Mika Wilson, down in Charlotte, North Carolina. She got her master's in psychology from,
Ooh.
I think it was North Carolina Central, whatever. I'm not sure. But anyway, congratulations, Mika,
Tamika and the good doctor.
the doctor. So
The
keep on
good
rising,
doctor.
y'all. But anyway, you know what that means, y'all. It's 9:13. And, you know,
Trying to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Dave Chappelle style. Okay, so you know what? Let me shout out our people real quick. Joetta, give us a gem for the day so I can post it. You have 2 minutes to give us a gem of the day so
I
I
like
can
that.
post
I
it. We're
like
not
that.
gonna do it today. Not one of us on this panel is going to do the gem of the day. Joetta, the doctor, is going to give us a gem of the day. So
so Joetta, drop the gem.
drop the
Joetta.
gem so I can post it real quick. See, we always gonna change it up on you. Don't play
Yep.
with us.
Yep.
But
Look,
Joetta.
here you
Come
go.
yeah.
Here you go.
on.
You ain't gotta be ready if you stay ready.
Uh-huh.
Joetta said,
So I wish this was like an iPhone. I can see what that she is actually typing, but she been posting, so I know she's gonna give
Oh,
us
I'm sure she is.
something.
yeah, so Joetta, yeah, we're gonna give her a little.
My allergies is acting up, y'all.
While we're waiting on this,
Uh-oh.
baby,
This,
baby.
Thank you, Joetta. Boom, and we're gonna end it on that note right there.
on that note, right there,
The life you deserve is in
in
your
your
hands. The
Hands.
life you deserve is in your hands. Did y'all get that? Let me say that one more again. The life you deserve is in your hands.
not
Thank
anyone
you.
else's.
Thank
It's not
you.
about your mom, your dad, your sister. It might be with your wife. It could be with your kids. But whatever that
Exactly.
looks like,
Yep.
you are the determinant factor of it.
Yep. 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 And women always remember, the husband is the head of the house, but we are always the neck that controls the head.
That will
Oh,
choke the shit out of anybody. That's what
goodbye.
that translated to. That is what that translated to.
I
We
hate you
love
That
so
is
much.
the
But we
translation.
y'all.
love you all. We will see you all next time, next week,
All
same
right.
time, next Saturday, same bat channel, Facebook and YouTube. You can find us at Unfiltered No Chaser.